Listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship and a few rings.
We're talking baseball.
It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense and a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
What's up, Mets fans? Happy Monday. Orange and blue thing here, back from Pittsburgh. Womp womp.
Oh
Sunday, they salvaged it. They salvaged it a little bit yesterday. Well, not a little bit, a lot of it, because
yeah, I guess.
that first inning, you were home by then, right?
I was asleep, thank God.
Okay.
I had a 6 a.m. flight home from Pittsburgh, so I slept through the first inning by the grace of God. I only woke up for the good parts.
So we get back just in time yesterday to LaGuardia. We get into the car. We put on 880, and at around like 1:07, Kelly changes the radio and she put something else on. I'm like, "What are you doing? The Mets game's on." And like 5 minutes later, I was like, "We may as well just turn it off." It was crazy. It's
also Kelly was sort of like, "Really, you didn't have enough last night? You
Yeah.
need to keep listening."
Well, you know what? She wanted to stick around. Did you stick around for the fireworks?
Katie made me. I realized at your house on the 4th of July, I've developed a really weird fear of fireworks. Like,
What?
I don't enjoy them anymore.
Okay.
Maybe because I was sitting so close to them, but I haven't celebrated a 4th of July. I'm always working with dogs who are very afraid of fireworks, and maybe I just like inherited that fear. I don't know. But like, I didn't enjoy it, especially because, and we'll talk about it later, but the shooting that happened at the Nationals game that night, I was just so on edge by that for some reason. So the pop, I just didn't like it. I hid in the corner.
Well,
I didn't want to be there.
After the Mets are, do you get like, you don't get anything out of it for winning for like 8 innings, right?
No.
So
I don't think so.
Up until the 8th, obviously we know what happened after that. Mets blew it. You know, Diaz, first home run he's given up since like last August, which it seems like it's not an accurate stat, because when he comes in, or any closer that the Mets have ever had. I'm pretty sure that's, I mean, the fact checkers that we
fact checkers, please let me know.
To let us know, but I'm pretty sure that was the first home run he's given up since last August. You know, we dating back to even like Benitez and all these other closers the Mets have had. It's never easy for us. So
I'd like to really just quickly go back to my conspiracy theory for a second and ask everyone.
Not that DeGrom is a machine or a robot.
No, not that.
Okay.
It's a serial killer, by the way. But if you didn't associate Edwin Diaz with the fun trumpet song, what kind of feeling would you get when he walked into a game? Just wondering. I know he's been otherwise pretty solid, but like everyone was so hyped when they come in playing the fake trumpets. And I'm like, I don't feel great right now.
Well, we got Joe DeMeo in the comments here who just confirmed.
He's the biggest Edwin Diaz stan
He just confirmed that is in fact correct last August. And yeah, I'm sure he's still big on Diaz. And so am I. You know, like one home run doesn't define the whole season. And unfortunately, it got to that point because also Lugo wasn't on either.
I know. Lugo, I don't know. I think Louis left Lugo in for far too long in that inning. But I also think Diaz completely set the tone for what the 9th was going to be when he hit the first batter with the first pitch. Not great. But what was crazy about that, from where we were sitting, that home run, it looked like Pilar was going to have it. I thought so too.
I was like, oh, it's
a pop-up. And it just kept going. We're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Unfortunately, he pulled a Hansel Robles and also pointed up, which
know.
I only saw after the fact. But
I know, same.
Anyway, long story short, I did not want to be anywhere near that ballpark after the loss.
No, that's why I was like, why do we have to watch fireworks? Can we please just get the hell out? Like, this is miserable.
We stayed as well. I left my flag there accidentally. So if anyone happened to pick up the flag and the flagpole I brought in.
Oh, no.
I usually give the flag away after the outings.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Normally, Kevin, who was out there from California, who watches the show, I think he's in the comments, I'm not sure, but he normally comes over after the games, maybe only after wins, but he takes the flag from me and he has like a man cave at his house.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I think he marks down like what outing they're from. So
maybe he found it.
Yeah, maybe he found it. I don't know. But I noticed yesterday, actually, when I was packing up, I'm like, oh shit, I don't have the flag.
Wow.
Because I didn't even
probably
realize
made flying home a little easier though.
Yeah, barely. I mean, it folds up into my carry-on. But yeah, Saturday night was rough. But the silver lining, if there even is one, because I understand and I hate it too. And anyone tries to find like the bright side of a loss. We went 665 days between away outings. And I was meeting people at the pregame party at McFadden's who were there from all over the country.
Yeah.
as close as like Harlem. I met these guys from
Right.
Harlem who I've never met before, and one guy had an Isringhausen jersey on, and they stood out to me. But Des Moines, Iowa, Texas, Florida,
That's crazy.
California, we were kind of
Pittsburgh is a great
filling
first
the map
park
up
because it's a park everyone wants to go to. It's a great
top
place
three.
to be. Yeah,
top 3 ballpark
for sure. But I was trying to explain to my dad because my dad was like, "Oh my god, that was brutal." And I was like, you know what? From the standpoint of a fan who is invested in how the Mets are doing in the standings, that was freaking miserable. Like one of the most brutal losses, if not the most brutal loss I've ever been to in person. But from just like being a fan, that game was fucking fun. Like even when the Pirates come back,
you're
just
holding
going
up
back.
the JD Davis sweatshirt.
Yeah, I just happened to have my JD Davis sweatshirt. I knew he was coming back that series, and it was perfect. But just going back and forth with Pirates fans, I'm telling you right now, Pirates fans have not felt that alive in years. That is the most electric their ballpark has been and will be the rest of the year. I'm happy for the Pirates players that they got to experience that atmosphere because I'm sure they don't normally. So it was so much fun. It felt like a playoff game, and we're playing the freaking last place Pirates. Like, it's fun. I was so happy to be back in that atmosphere, causing a ruckus and a healthy ruckus. It's not like we weren't fighting with the Pittsburgh fans.
Let me ask you a question then, because I saw your tweet.
Oh no, that one guy can choke.
But I was confused because you said the guy in front of me, you were in the front row.
No. Yes,
so you mean
but like down below.
Okay.
There was this one guy.
He's a Pirates fan?
Yeah, I couldn't even see what his jersey said because like what player he was wearing because his hood was covering it. But he wasn't even there at the beginning of the game. He just like came halfway, was completely silent. Then the Pirates started coming back, and he kept turning around and like videotaping us chanting Marcus Stroman. I'm like, me and Katie are chanting back. We're like, fuck yeah, Marcus Stroman. Like, whatever. You're trying to mock us, but like Marcus Stroman's awesome. But it was so funny because when Nimmo hit the home run in the ninth, like he would not turn around. He did not make eye contact or whatever.
Not.
Of course. But it was just like, you weren't even there at the beginning of the game. You only sat there because the people that were sitting there, it was like a dad and his 2 kids, and his dad dropped his son trying to catch a ball thrown from the outfield. And then he left after that, which was equally amazing. But most of the Pirates fans, like, it was a fun, healthy back and forth. Like,
that's how it always is.
Exactly. That was the one guy that I was just like, I hope you're miserable.
I said to people all the time that like they question whether or not the group is good for like their 10-year-old or whatever. And I'm like, there's always some knuckleheads in the group. I'm not saying everyone has like the most PC mouth, of course.
I will be the first one to admit I have a potty mouth, especially.
But what I'm saying is like compared to wherever else you sit in the ballpark, like we're a good group and very diverse as far as ages and everything. So come on down. But that happened to us. You didn't go to the San Francisco game?
I did not.
So that, for anyone that was watching, that's watching now, that joined us in San Francisco, that ending had a very similar vibe to it because the Mets were winning the entire game. We had a much smaller crowd for that one. I think it was like 600 or so, which is still a lot, but it was less than we roll with now in San Francisco. And the Mets were winning the entire game. We were clapping and doing our thing. Everyone was kind of quiet around us, and Familia blew the game.
Classic.
So when Familia blows the game, the entire ballpark turned on us.
Yeah.
So and that's exactly how it was.
But listen, and you can't
Pittsburgh.
even fault it because I cannot even imagine sitting at Citi Field and a crowd of 1,400 of the other team's fans just comes in and they're loud the whole game. And
I don't blame them.
No, it's fun. Like that's what's fun. As long as the other fans can keep it respectful and be like, listen, it's a baseball game. There's no reason to get our actual feelings hurt by one person cheering louder than the other. Then it's fun. When people don't know, and there is people in our group as well who don't know how to find that balance, that's when it's not fun. And everybody needs to just calm down. But alcohol will do that. So we
want to give a shout out to I was talking about the silver lining. We want to give a shout out to McFadden's because we went there in 2015 and it was nowhere near like it was this time because we had that. Were you there when they opened up the garage door? So next to the DJ, I remember it
being open. But I didn't see
so next to the DJ, there was a garage door that was closed. And we got there like, this is cool. Like there's 2 bars, everyone can kind of walk around. And then when they opened it up, the party just kind of turned up a notch because the DJ was great. Oh, and number 1, anytime we go away, they always think we want to hear New York, New York.
I know.
Until they're told that it's a Yankees thing. So he apologized and turned it off. But having the DJ there was great. We were playing.
He was awesome.
LCR, the game LCR.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that happening. I'm like, I wish I had singles.
We were playing LCR. It was great. It was a really fun vibe. And again, like meeting everyone from all over the place. And I got on the mic for the first time in like 700 days.
I miss that.
It's all good. I mean, it's not that's. I feel like when you have that many people together, you want to at least like thank people for coming.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
I wanted to give a shout out, especially to like the first responders and the nurses and doctors. And I feel like it's so easy. It feels kind of easy to get back in the mix of things.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have everyone just pause for a second and remember that we're only at where we're at this quick. After opening day, we were wearing masks and 6 feet apart.
I know.
Because of everyone who worked around the clock tirelessly for like 2 years.
Right.
Almost.
And also we're not all here.
Right. Of course not.
So that's an important thing to remember for.
Yeah. We tried to do it. We did do a quick moment of silence. I don't want to throw anyone on the bus here, but someone didn't realize it was a moment of silence and started doing a Let's Go Mets chant. And then we had to kind of quiet them down. But no, it was good. And Shay, Shay, the bartender.
I saw that.
She wrote something on Twitter today like, oh, I had so much fun on Saturday.
I also love that her name is Shay. So we know where her loyalty is.
Probably unrelated, but
completely.
no, we had a lot of fun. And unfortunately, Friday, it is what it is with them losing Friday as well. But it was weird for a change to be at one of these away games and not just be like drenched in sweat, because the game wasn't.
We were drenched in rain.
The weather sucked, but like we weren't sitting there dying, baking in the sun. At least that was a positive.
Yeah. Just sitting in sun. It was just misty on Saturday. It wasn't too bad. Humidity. Everyone's hair looked terrible, but it was otherwise fine.
Yeah. I mean, mine is what it is. But all right. So the Mets are 48-42, first place in the East still. 6 games over 500, but unfortunately they only have a 2-game lead over Philly right now. Everyone else is still under 500, but
I really thought by the end of this 2 series with the Pirates that we'd have at least 50 wins by now.
Well, did you see the tweet that SNY put out like 10 days ago or something like that? Like, oh, it was Ron Darling. It was that photo of Ron Darling pointing, and it was when you notice that you have 7 games coming up against the Pirates, thinking like, oh, we should win at least 5 of these games,
right? And
then the Mets lost 5 of them. The Mets lost 5 of them, 5 and 2.
No, I thought they were 3 and 4.
I don't think so. The Mets won 1 this weekend.
So I read a tweet that said 3 and 4, so maybe the tweet was wrong.
No, maybe you're right, because they won 1 game of the doubleheader. They lost last Friday.
Yes.
And then did they lose? Did they win that Saturday game? Or Sunday game?
Time is fake.
I don't know. Let us know, guys.
Fact checkers. How do they do?
I thought they went 2 and 5.
I read a tweet. That's not my own memory. I read a tweet this morning that said 3 and 4. Somebody said 3 and 4.
Oh, there we go. 3 and 4. Look at that fact checker right there. Thank you so much. We love the fact checkers. So
that's still not great. It's still not what you want.
So yeah, I don't know if you guys have been following along. Actually, before I get any further on this, let's talk about this right now, because we do our share contest each week, and we pick out a winner on both Facebook and Twitter to win whatever we're giving out. So last week, I think it was that Jacob deGrom jersey. No, 2 weeks ago was that. This week, we are giving away gift cards for the last week's share contest. But what we're doing for this week, we have 30 tickets left for this Saturday night's game at Citi Field against the Toronto Blue Jays. So what we are going to do, instead of picking 1 winner on Facebook and 1 winner on Twitter, we are going to give away all of these tickets until they're gone by scrolling through people who either share the show on Twitter or retweet the show. Share the show on Facebook. You just post it on your wall, as Howie says. Post it on your wall. Hit the little button right there that says share. And if you're watching on Twitter, hit the retweet button, and that's how you get into the mix as well. So you're basically sharing the show.
And you want to do it now, right?
Do it now, yeah. Do it now. Share the show right now. If you're listening afterwards as a podcast, you still have some time to get in, because today is Monday. By Wednesday, we are going to contact a bunch of people to fill these seats. And they're completely free. All you got to do is that. And what we are going to do now, if Julia is ready.
I am ready.
Is play a quick game of Big Apple trivia with you guys watching live.
I personally want spelling to count just to keep it authentic. Darren says it doesn't. But whatever you want.
No, we can have spelling count.
Spelling's pretty easy for this.
But watch, what if I don't know how the spelling is?
Don't worry. I was gonna write it down for you, honestly, but it's fine.
Okay, so Julia's gonna basically take a page from her old show, Big Apple Trivia, where she asks a question, and then one person that gets first into the comments with the correct spelling will win.
And the correct answer, obviously.
And obviously the correct answer and the correct spelling. But we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope right now. So you have to understand that the way you see your comments on your end might not match ours, because we're seeing all the platforms right now come in at the same time.
So don't yell at us.
So don't get mad if you don't win, but Julia's going to fire her question away now, and we'll see who wins.
And I also want to say the answer to this question, it's 3 names, okay? Do we want first and last name?
No, last name is good enough, but they have to be in the same comment.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. It's 3 names. Just last name is fine, but they all need to be in the same comment. Don't do one enter, another one enter. Right. All in the same comment. Okay, here we go. Now, the tickets to these games, the Mets are playing the Toronto Blue Jays. Correct. So we went with a Toronto Blue Jays themed question. What 3 catchers, 2 Mets catchers and 1 Blue Jays catcher, were included in the trade that sent R.A. Dickey to the Blue Jays? Go.
Dun, dun, dun,
I was just gonna
dun,
sing it too. Oh, so good.
dun, dun. Well, I don't want it to be like just dead air for
I
everyone
know.
on listening afterwards.
Okay, get
as a
some
podcast.
soundboards in here.
I know I should have, right?
Where's the drum roll? I've been
I don't
telling
know.
you
You
get a
just
drum
always hit him
roll.
with this one though.
Wait, wait. I think we have.
We got Buck, Darno, and Nikias.
That is Oh no, that's not correct.
Correct. That is not correct.
Wait, I fucked up this question.
Wait, you did.
There were 4 catchers. I'm sorry. I messed up. For the record, Darren asked me this 5 minutes before we went on. There were 4 catchers, guys. 2 Blue Jays, 2 Mets.
So first to put it in one comment.
Yeah, I should have said, I was thinking big league ready catchers, but there are 4 catchers. Okay. So now go. Again, last name is fine. Is that one?
No, that's only 3.
No, down.
Here? Up?
The spelling is. I don't know if the spelling is correct. The grammar is not correct. No, down.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give it to him, right?
I guess. If we get another one within a second.
We'll pick 2 winners here because this is close enough.
I messed up. Listen, this is a last minute thing.
All right, so tell the people listening after what the correct answer is.
Okay. Well, what I was thinking big league ready catchers. So for the Mets, it was Josh Tolle and Mike Nikias, and the Blue Jays sent over John Buck. But they did also send over Travis d'Arnaud, who was a catching prospect at the time. So that would technically be the correct answer.
Let's see who got that first.
I saw d'Arnaud was spelled with a dash instead of an apostrophe.
That's okay.
I don't know if we care that much.
Let's see. This is the first one I'm seeing. Raymond Beard.
All right. Raymond. Good
Travis
job.
d'Arnaud, Buck, Nikias, Tolle. Okay. Raymond Beard. Let me write that down.
Woohoo. Sorry, guys. I'm out of practice. It's been like a year since we did it.
Yes.
I started Big Apple Trivia like a year ago around this time.
So that's the first one we saw. If you're seeing it differently on your end, I'm sorry, but that's who we saw first. So Raymond.
It's also just a clusterfuck.
And I got to write down that.
I asked the question wrong.
Yeah, you screwed that up. It's all right.
I'm blaming you.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, I know.
But also, who else was over there? PSL to Flushing, our boy Joe. If he wants to go too, we could probably get him in because he was first because you. I
asked the question wrong and he answered the right way, but.
Okay, I'll write that down as well. So unfortunately, we got some bad news with Lindor and DeGrom.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking that, he's saying all these things are unrelated, but like, let's say, granted, motocross. It's not, I'm not a professional athlete by any stretch of the imagination, but just from the way that you ride, if you're nursing one thing,
that's just life.
Something else is going to go wrong.
Yeah.
So although he's saying that none of this is related, I think that's a bunch of malarkey.
Yeah.
He might change the way his mechanics are just a little bit, and that's going to change his arm motion, and that's going to hurt his forearm or whatever it may be. So Lindor, we were at the game on Friday night and I saw him take that swing and not run to first. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Is he going to get benched for that?
Yeah.
Like that's weird. Why is he not hustling? And then he didn't come out in the next inning, and then we know what happened. So he's saying he's leaving it up to God how long he's going to be out. So we will see what happens with that. But honestly, the Mets are not a playoff team.
No,
I don't think so. If the playoffs start tomorrow, the Mets are fucked.
The first thing I said after that game on Saturday was I do not want to pay playoff prices to watch that in person.
Right.
Because that's what I feel like will happen. And again, it's so, this team is so funny because they're so easy to root for. And I'm so invested in every game. And I genuinely believe they can pull it out every game, but then they don't. And it's so frustrating. And there's reasons why. There's glaring problems. And it's like, I want to trust when after the post, we're like, we're confident with what we got here. We can pull together, and like, I'm with you, but you got to do it at some point.
Right.
Like it's crunch time now. It's the second half, and you just lost a season series to the freaking Pirates, who are 20 series. Games under 500. That's not a playoff team. What? I'm sorry, I don't. This is what I said to you before when you were like, "Oh, what topics for today?" I'm like, I'm really nervous. Like, I will go to every playoff game because it's the disease that I have, but I don't want to watch that. Like, that was miserable to watch. It felt like a playoff game.
Right.
To watch it in person, having paid playoff prices.
I mean, we have 2 starting pitchers right now.
I know.
Let me take it back. Tyler's been
great. We have to give him that.
Definitely a surprise.
Yeah.
Still a rookie. And, we saw what happened with Peterson last year. He had success in the beginning too. Then when batters start to learn you a little bit, maybe you don't have as much. But Tyler and, our all-star Taijuan Walker and Marcus Stroman, those are our 3 guys right now. And everything else is a question mark because who knows what's up with DeGrom. So, we're very lucky that the NL East just sucks.
Yeah.
Because
they would be getting buried
if the Mets
right
were in
now.
any other division right now, they're not in first place, obviously.
If every team was playing up to potential, and granted, the Mets aren't even playing up to their potential, obviously, it would look very different. And that's the thing. It's you got, maybe you get Syndergaard back. Carrasco, they keep saying he's coming back, and I'm sure he will.
He pitched in Brooklyn the other day.
Yeah, I'm sure he's coming back, but it's a very tall ask to ask him to be at his peak, coming off of how long has it been since he's pitched? Since like March? That's when he got hurt, spring training?
Yeah.
That's a lot to ask. Especially, you don't know how long you're going to have to ground for.
He actually never pitched in any of the spring training games.
No, I don't think he made it to the games. He was just like...
Yeah, he was trying to get ready for the season, and then that's what happened.
So that's a lot to ask. So they need pitching help. I saw people saying, oh, you should get Cole Hamels. Please no. I want nothing to do with Cole Hamels. That's more of a personal thing. But they need to get somebody. And then you got Lindor out for a while. You're talking about Chris Bryant. So I would love to get Chris Bryant, but now it becomes more dicey to like JD Davis. Everybody thought would be a good trade piece. But now that you're down another person on the infield, do you want to trade away at infield depth? I don't really know. But the one good thing about it, and we've said this pretty much every week the past couple of weeks, is at least we have an owner who we can trust. If there's something good on the table, he'll get it done. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Look at us talking Mets. This is a weird show.
That's what I said. I'm like, we're going to have actual Mets content to talk about this week.
I don't know. The trade deadline's a week away, and we'll see a week from this Friday. We'll see what happens. But
I can't believe it's that late in the season already.
Summer goes by so quick when you're old. So
fast, I know.
And you're young, but
I'm working. My summers are just spent working.
Right. When you're an actual adult, and even no matter what your age is, I feel like the summer goes by so quick. When you're a kid, summer feels like 10 years long.
Yeah, it feels so long.
It's 2 months. It's going by quick.
I miss it.
Yeah, because it's almost it's more than mid-July already.
Yeah.
So our next big outing is in Philly on August 7th, I believe. Mm-hmm. I had a conference call this morning about the pregame party. Ooh. It looks like we are going to go to Xfinity Live, which is across the street. McFadden's closed down a couple years ago. I think they turned it into something else. I don't know what it is now, but what we've been doing sometimes where it's close enough, like let's say not close enough, but in Atlanta we tailgated, in Kansas City we tailgated, and we tell people, hey, if you're driving, bring stuff. But with the 4 o'clock start, and we're taking the buses down, we might not get there till like 1-ish. Yeah, it's tough to kind of plan a pregame party at a tailgate.
Yeah, and have to set up and break down.
It's just doesn't really make any sense. But it's funny. I became friends with a guy. He was the manager of McFadden's in Philly in like 2006. We became friends. Like we went down to like a day game. We started talking. I was bartending at the time. He came up to Queens. We went to a game there. Did I ever tell you the story about this crew, this guy specifically?
I don't think so.
So
jog my memory.
I'm not advocating for you to do this. I don't want you to get in trouble with security wherever you may be. But this crew from the Philly McFaddens left a lasting impression on me.
Yeah.
Because we get to the game, and as you know, there was nothing around Shea Stadium. Mm-hmm. Maybe the Pine was around. I don't know what it was called, but there's nothing near Shea. We go to Shea. It was a day game. They took a limo up with all the employees from the McFadden's, cool. Philly's McFadden's. I think they actually got it paid for from some beer sponsor. I don't know. So they came up, and we get to the game, and the soda guy is walking by, and this guy Richie that was there, he's like, "Hey, can you get us some sodas?" I'm like, "Soda? Like you guys took a limo here?" Like,
right?
He's like, "Just get me some sodas." I'm like, "All right. So how many do you want?" He's like, "Get like six Pepsis or whatever it was at the time."
Okay.
We pay for the Pepsis. He gives everyone a sandwich. He's like, "Oh, you want a sandwich?" I'm like, "No, I don't want a sandwich. We're at the ball game.
I want like, hang beer.
Out." Yeah. So he's like, "Have a sandwich." You open up the sandwich. They dug out the bread and shrink wrapped alcohol at McFadden's in Philly, like in the kitchen, like this shrink wrap machine.
That's
like leftovers.
Iconic.
And they put them in sleeves in the bread. So then you're sitting there, you rip the top off, and we made our own mixed drinks in the stadium with the soda.
That's amazing.
Awesome. Have you ever seen the fake belly?
No.
Like someone got in trouble for it, like smuggling drugs or something. It's a woman with a belly that's hollow, and you can open it and put shit in it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Don't do this.
Don't do any of these things. But
this is amazing.
That's what they did. And we just drank like whatever it was, like Captain Morgan and Coke or whatever it was.
That's so cool.
Crazy. But anyway, I'm still friends with the guy. So
wonder if he's mellowed out.
Yeah, he's older than like I'm 40 right now. So he's at the time he was maybe like 6 years older than me. So
okay.
Whatever. Anyway, he's still involved in bars in that area.
Right.
And he put me in contact with the GM from Xfinity.
Oh,
and
cool.
Xfinity is basically like a hub of like 5 bars under one roof. So we're going to have some kind of drink specials going on. We're working on it now.
Awesome.
That's where we're going to meet up. The rally bus leaves from either Citi Field or New Brunswick, New Jersey. So if you want to ride, we can pick
Cool.
you up on the way. And let's show off the t-shirt.
Ooh, is it ready?
Because I got some shit from people for the pit it in the books. Like, how could you like
what was wrong with putting it in the books?
Because we were like claiming we were gonna win because put it in the books. It's like it's like we're winning. But I think
why are we jinxed ourselves? That's why we lost that game, because the shirt said put it in the books.
But I think anything you do that has an end, whether it's good or bad, you're putting it in the book.
Yeah.
So like Howie says it enthusiastically because the Mets won, but anything you do is like putting it in the book. So like we put
like when they lose, I'll always say like put it in the trash can. Like you're putting it somewhere.
But honestly, Pittsburgh, just to talk about that again, we have such bad luck in Pittsburgh.
That's what I was saying to my family.
I love the
ballpark.
Night. I love the town. I like the employees. Everyone's so friendly. Like we had a great time. The bar, like it's so convenient. The bar's like 8 feet away.
It's also the most beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
But the Mets suck when they go there.
Yeah.
At least when we're there.
Steve Cohen replied to somebody. I can't remember who it was, but he replied to someone on Twitter a couple of days ago. Like, and he didn't even at Mets or Steve Cohen, so you must follow him. I think it's that guy JT something.
Yes, I saw it, but I forget what it was. But I remember
so he
laughing
wrote something. I'm paraphrasing here. Is like, anytime I leave city, like, Queens, there's so much to do. And then Steve Cohen replied like, well, you can get your car fixed. You can get your car fixed at Citi Field.
I love him.
Yeah, so that's
so sassy.
That was his little burn there. He's like burning himself because it's eventually they're gonna.
But it also gives me hope that like there's something that's going to happen. Like that's why he's saying that, because there's plans for.
I guess so.
Like,
so
I don't know. The
anyway,
t-shirts.
Put it in the books came from a fan suggestion.
Yes,
that's how we came up with that one. And then I contacted her. She's getting free tickets. She couldn't go. That's what we're doing. We were like, hey, if you want to contribute to the slogan, if we pick yours, you get free tickets to the game.
Good deal.
The girl that did put it in the books couldn't go to Pittsburgh, so now she's getting free tickets to Philly.
Perfect. And
then the Philly one, I did the same thing. Like, hey, come up with some slogans. And there's a bunch of clever ones and some that like they think it's funny to write a tweet about, but you can't actually put it on a t-shirt.
Right.
Some vulgar ones. But the one that won for this one was simply a suggestion of what it should look like, not really a slogan.
Okay.
So Desiree, she sits with us. She had the suggestion of doing a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme.
Ooh, love
so this
it.
is what the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air logo looks like if you're watching live. And she had the suggestion of changing it up a little bit, and this is what we landed on.
Oh, that's sick.
So the Fresh Prince one says the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and ours says the 7-Line Army of Queens.
That's awesome.
If you're listening afterwards,
that's my favorite shirt.
Yeah, this one's great. Shirt. I sent it to Liz. She's like, "Wow, this is awesome." So even as like just a regular shirt, this would be great.
Yeah, like this is a shirt I would wear multiple times.
Yeah,
that's
so
sick.
This is just like it's an outing shirt, but it's really just great to wear like all the time. So that's the shirt. Shout out to Desiree for the suggestion. And she's actually getting free tickets to the game to go to this one. So she's going to be meeting us there. If you're listening afterwards, the comments here, people are saying they love it. This is cool. So dope. Shout out to Lucho. He's in the comments as well. So that's the deal with that. So Philly, we had good luck our last time there.
Barely.
Did David Wright have the walk-off?
He did.
He was pointing up to us after the game.
David Wright, it wasn't a walk-off because obviously we were the winning team, but he had the game-winning hit in the 14th inning. But we were winning that game, I think, like 4-0 or 4-1 going into like the 7th or 8th. And I think it was like Ryan Howard tied the game. It was another like, oh my God, if we lose this, it's going to be miserable. I actually said to Katie after the Pittsburgh game, I was like, I remember sitting in the stands that Philly game being like, oh my God, if we lose this game, the bus ride home is going to be miserable. And that Pittsburgh game was what I imagined the Philly game would feel like if we had lost it. Miserable.
We've had a few like really bad outings,
but that's the thing is like, I'm not saying like, we make it so bad on ourselves, but the crowd is extra more amped up to root against us. You know what I mean? Like when we're out there, it's always going to be worse games that we're at.
And then you have that small segment of the Mets fan base who likes to point out that we always lose. When the Mets always lose when we're there, but the proof is in the pudding here with the actual record. We are 63-51 now, which isn't great.
It's the same people who don't like stats,
but we are 12 games over 500 as a crew. It's nuts that we've done over 100 outings now.
Crazy.
Yeah, 114 outings. So yeah, you can do something with that. I was gonna say something bad, but whatever. There's always the standouts, like San Diego will always stand out. Wrigley was great because it was our first away one, even though we lost and we're never going back there. But I take it back. I also said we were never going to go back to Philly, but we are. It really just depends on who's in the front office at the time. Yeah, because the Cubs made their decision to whatever. We don't have to get into it. To backtrack our initial agreement and we had an invoice that said bleacher seats, and then they tried to move us out of the bleachers.
Yeah.
So I was very offended by that. And, I said, we're never going back, which we might renege that eventually if things change and they say, you know what, we suck and we want you to fill our bleachers. Yeah. Please come back.
Yeah. See how the Cubs do the next few years.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that is what it is with the outings. We have a fun time regardless. And I posted a photo afterwards. I think it was on Twitter or something like, the losses suck, but the memories last like forever.
It really was the entire game. Even even the 9th inning when the bases were loaded and like I felt like I wanted to puke because I was so anxious. It was so much fun. It really is fun. Every game feels like a playoff game because the crowd hates you and you're going back and forth with them and it's just fun. The players get amped up. Every strikeout chant. I was watching Dom Smith and Brandon Nimmo watching us like waiting for the struck in. It's awesome.
And we had the Stroman chant every time. What's his name?
That was my idea, by the way. And
really?
The loudest one, I was in the bathroom. I was so mad about it.
And some people thought that I was late. There was no food options. Like Kelly and I obviously don't.
Oh, yes. I remember we were asking where you were.
We had to do like 2 laps around the ballpark to find a veggie burger.
Remember last week when you were giving me shit because I missed Brandon Nimmo's catch?
But you eat regular people food.
So
Kelly and I eat plants. So like we had to like walk around like, where can we get something to eat?
I know. I
didn't want just French fries.
It was a lot of pulled pork stuff.
Yeah, it's not really a vegetarian town. I mean, shout out to the Mets. They have that whole vegan corner now near like the World's Fair Market or whatever they call it. But yeah, we had a hard time finding food. So we got to the seats by like the top of the second or something. We missed the first inning.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. So let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at Dugout Mugs. We love them, and they are continuing their knob shot deal, which they've been doing like basically for the past couple months now.
Yeah.
So head on over to dugoutmugs.com/7line and pick up your free knob shot. All you have to do is pay for the shipping and handling. You can't expect them to give you something for free and ship it to your door on the house. They are normally $24.50. You can get one for $8.95. You can select the Mets or any team that you might want to represent, whether it's a gift or you're watching our show, but you're not a Mets fan. I don't know why you'd be here, but thank you for that. The Dugout Mugs are the only ones with the MLB license. So they do the mugs, they do the shot glasses or the shot mugs, they do the wine openers, they do the bottle openers. They got you hooked up. They're all made in Florida. And they have a great idea. They took the top of a baseball bat and turned it into a 12-ounce mug. And so they don't waste. They do great things with the rest of them, like this knob shot. So go to dugoutmugs.com/7line and get your free knob shot today.
Awesome.
So did you hear about this? I don't follow this girl, but I saw a lot of people tweeting her yesterday or liking this tweet. Like you don't follow someone, but you still see this stuff on your feed. This girl that said, like in like the first inning or something, the Mets were losing 6-0. She said that she would send out nudes if the Mets won.
God bless her.
Did you see this?
No, but that's amazing.
So I don't know who the girl is. Maybe someone wants to leave a comment here because obviously she had to change her mind at the end because
right. That was more of just that they're definitely not going to win this game.
So you say something like that you probably want to take back, but. I've said this before. I don't know if I said this on the show or maybe we talked about this somewhere else where if you look at like, I don't follow Kim Kardashian, right? Yeah. But if I look at Kim Kardashian's Instagram and I look at one of her photos, it shows you who likes it.
Yes.
If you follow, like if Shoemaker
Mutual
liked something,
followers.
It would say that first.
Yeah.
So the guys that were replying to this girl's tweet, who I know are like dads or married, or it's really weird, but they're doing it publicly so they don't think it's weird.
It's weird, guys. No, it's really weird.
It's put it in the file of a guy with a dog profile, right?
Like exactly.
That's what you don't like either.
To reiterate, any guy who has a dog with them in their profile picture is going to ruin your life. Do not talk to them.
So I just wanted to bring that up because I wasn't sure if that was one of your friends, but
so weird. No, I didn't see that.
You write some stuff too that you probably don't mean. You're not saying like, I'm going to send you a nude.
I speak in hyperbole. It's just part of my humor. But like, I try not to read that. I mean, listen, I'm not shaming her at all. That's like a funny tweet.
Yeah.
But like, I don't say that because, listen, I have been creeped on by men on the internet since I was 13 years old. I know the repercussions of a tweet like that, even if they didn't come back and win. So I probably wouldn't. But all power to her. I'm sure her nudes would be wonderful, but I'm also sure she's not giving them out. So married men and fathers, please keep it in your pants.
Very strange.
So weird.
how open people are on the internet.
Whatever.
Especially when they know that everyone could see it.
We can all see.
Anyway, speaking of the internet, you can now buy your beer online.
Love that.
Which we love. We love Coors Lights. I had quite a few of them this past weekend. So much that I stayed up till 2:00 in the morning on Friday night, which I don't do. So I don't know if my Coors Light had extra electrolytes in it or something.
Oh my gosh. During brunch when Amanda was all boozy, she was trying to say the Coors Light slogan, and she was like, hydrate and refresh. I'm like, do you mean reset and chill? She was like, oh yeah, that.
We were resetting and chilling great at McFadden's because that was the beer special.
Yes,
so Coors Light was the beer special. It just worked out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Coors Light was the beer special. And I was partaking in a lot of them at the game. So you could buy your beer online. We suggest you do. It's a lot easier than going to the store, and they deliver it right to your doorstep. So go to CoorsLight.com/OABT. We have our own little fancy domain name now. Ooh. You buy your beer online. You type in your zip code. This one says 90210 if you happen to live there. And then on the bottom, it gives you the options. So over here for Coors Light, it's Drizzly, Minibar, Saucy, which I love the name of that, and Instacart. Very simple. You hit the little buy online button there on the bottom, and it brings you to a page for you to select your Coors Lights. So we recommend it. We love them. We love Coors Light. They're great. Always great for, either backyard barbecuing, hitting the pregame party, hanging out at home, whatever you might want to do. So buy your beer online. Go to CoorsLight.com/OABT. Pick up your beers. Always remember to celebrate responsibly. And Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. So Friday night, I just mentioned I stayed up till 2 a.m.
Bold.
I got dragged to the casino.
Yeah, I went to bed.
It's very close. It's only a few blocks away.
Yeah, that's the casino we met DeGrom at in 2015.
I think that the guys were still sighted. People were having team player sightings or whatever because they walk over the bridge from their hotel. But I don't think that in 2021 they're going out to the casino anymore.
No, and also, you know what? I thought maybe
they're not even allowed with their protocols and stuff.
Maybe with COVID protocols. But if COVID protocols weren't a thing, I could see some of them maybe going out after the game. But after there was a rain delay, after there was the brawl and there was all the drama, nobody was going out after that game. Right. So, but you won some money.
Yeah, you know what? I don't gamble much. I do Super Bowl boxes once a year.
Yes.
I don't gamble on sports. I don't have any of those DraftKings accounts or anything like that. But I do occasionally. You know what? People probably think people probably thought I was a degenerate gambler because when Jake's 58 opened, whenever I happened to find money in my pocket, I was like, oh, I have $20, and I'd stop at that Starbucks right there, and I'd be like, you know what, I'm going to go in really quick and put it on black and leave. So I'd make one bet and leave.
Right.
But I remember a couple of times on Twitter, I would ask people hey, I put up a poll black or red on a Monday at at 8:15 a.m. and I'd pop into Jake's 58, put it down, and I'd be in and out within one song.
That's a matter of convenience, not being a degenerate.
So, but people probably thought that he must be a big gambler. So anyway, we go to the casino, and I always play number 4 when we're playing roulette.
Is there a significance to the number 4?
I was the number. My BMX number was 4 for a little bit. So I don't know how people.
David Wright's original number was number 4.
Remember their numbers. There you go. I never even knew that. So I always play 4. So when I get to the table, I'm with Richie, and he put down $100 bill, and so did I. But I thought that you get your chips as $1.
Okay.
But I forgot. I didn't hear him say nickels. So each of them were $5. Ooh. So I spread out $80 on the court, whatever you want to call it, the board. On the board there on the table.
Tell me you don't.
And I'm looking down and I'm like, oh shit, my money's got I guess these are $5.
Yeah.
So I hit 2 times in a row on number 4, and it pays out 35-1. And I had $10 on it each time. So I got plus I was playing black.
Right.
So it was over $1,000 right away.
Walk away.
I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I'll be there for 10 minutes. Kelly's like, no, this is fun. It's you're already up. It's free money. So we started spreading around more. We ended up leaving with we were up 300 or something like that, which is great.
Right. Still money's money.
We could have walked out within seriously, in and out, 10 minutes, up, boom, get out of there. But we didn't. But
no, you had fun instead.
It was fun. We had a good time. But staying up till 2 o'clock, I'm still feeling it now. I know when you walked into, you're
I'm sleepy. But that was because
I don't bounce back like I used to.
That game, the Saturday night game, we ended up going to sleep probably around 12:30, and we had to be up at 3:30 to catch our flight.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Yeah, so that was pretty miserable. So I slept through most of the game yesterday, just trying to survive. But I saw the Conforto home run, which was awesome.
Yeah,
awesome for many reasons.
We can't play it. We unfortunately can't play it because I know that there's
copyright.
The internet is so smart.
Yeah,
the internet is smarter than we are.
Well, it's people are watching.
Right.
It's
Someone's
Big
always
Brother.
watching.
Yeah.
And I played a game clip earlier in the season, which we were doing years ago.
Yeah.
Even last year or whatever. And it got flagged on YouTube, I think. And it even said like the copyright claim, it said like SNY or something like that. And SNY doesn't do it. It just you know how it knows, because SNY and the Mets also put clips on YouTube. So I think it overlays the sound and it knows where it came from.
Yeah.
So I think we got in trouble on YouTube for something. So we can't play it. But 17 years ago, Gary Thorne was in the booth at the Little League World Series, and Conforto hit a home run. And then also he hit one yesterday, and Gary Thorne was in the booth filling in for Gary Cohen.
So he has called a Michael Conforto home run in the Little League World Series and a game-winning home run in the Major League.
Yeah,
which is
awesome,
super
right?
cool. Yeah.
That's really great. And
I wonder if Michael even knew that.
I wish I could play it for you, but I can't. But
Yeah.
that's a great little tidbit there. I wasn't reading because obviously we were there for Friday and Saturday. I don't know how the response was to having him in the booth. I don't know if you saw anything.
I didn't see much.
Actually, I'll take it back. I saw one from KFC.
Okay.
And he wrote something like, not that he's doing a bad job, but like Gary, Keith, and Ron are so good together that no one compares to it.
No, I was telling my dad yesterday, I'm like, it's so funny because they only ever have, I feel like, Gary's replaced Gary Cohen, like Gary Apple, Gary Thorne. And I was saying, I was like, thank God, especially like this weekend, all of these games were such a clusterfuck for Keith in the booth. So like, thank God the guy's name was still Gary. You know how many times he probably would have flubbed the name if this guy's name wasn't Gary? Yeah. So it makes so much sense. But no, I heard I didn't hear anything bad. So, but like you said, it's Gary, Keith, and Ron. Yeah, Gary Cohen, Keith, and Ron. And we were talking, my whole family was having a conversation about it last night. I'm like, obviously I watched Mets games prior to 2006 when they started, but I was 10 in 2006. So I'm sorry.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. But the most of what I remember.
So wait, you're 10 in 2006 and I'm at Shea Stadium with shrink wrapped alcohol, like drinking Captain and Cokes, and
one
you're
of those
10 years
episodes
old.
where the age difference is on full display.
God.
But all I know is Gary, Keith, and Ron in terms of like, I don't remember any announcers before them regularly. So I don't want to think about the day when they're not together anymore. But like, I'll hate it. Hate it.
Let's just keep the theme going with the announcers because Howie Rose is great, and I feel like anyone Howie's. I didn't like Howie and like Wayne Hagen together. Okay. I wasn't a big fan of Wayne Hagen. No offense to him, but
I loved Howie and
Flo
Josh.
Was great. Josh Lewin was great,
so
which
good.
is a great segue because I don't know if you even saw this yet.
No.
Wayne Randazzo is great. Wayne has like a classic sound to him. He's younger.
He's such a broadcaster,
but he's on the younger side, and he sounds like an old school announcer, which I love. And it's I bust his chops sometimes because he's not a Mets guy. He was born in Chicago. I don't know if he was a Cubs or White Sox fan, but I feel like we gravitate towards guys that are Mets fans,
of course,
who turned this into a job.
You can hear it in their voice when something good happens and when something bad happens, and it's awesome.
So I guess you didn't see the news.
No, I did not.
That Josh Lewin is back in the mix, which is insane.
No way.
So the Mets put out a tweet today that says new Mets in the Morning podcast. So I bet that not only are we big fans, I bet, look at Julia's face here. Her jaws just dropped.
Josh Lewin.
But you know who must also love Josh Lewin? It must be the Cohens.
Wow, true.
Because he's back. So Josh Lewin is back. I'm not sure what the reasoning was behind him not being with the broadcast anymore as far as the radio side is concerned. But he had moved on. He moved to California. I think he started doing some stuff with the Padres or whatever, but he's still a Mets fan. And I didn't get a chance to listen to this yet. But this morning, this tweet goes out from the Mets account. I don't know if they also put this on Facebook, but listen to the first episode now and subscribe to get a new podcast every day. So he's doing this every single day. It's called
I love
Mets in the Morning. Because you remember he used to have like the Mets Daily podcast?
Yeah.
So now it's back. I didn't get a chance to listen yet, but Josh Lewin is back.
That's awesome. Josh Lewin, I remember, I don't know if he did this while he was with the Mets or after he had left, but he had started some sort of like website or organization or something where he talked to athletes who dealt with mental health issues and like kind of gave them a platform to talk about it, to normalize, mental health issues.
It's in his bio here. It's actually called oktogether.com.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
So shout out to Josh Lewin. I don't think he's watching, but
but we love you.
But we love you. Yeah, he actually replied because I put something on Twitter today like, hey, welcome back or something.
Oh, cool.
And what did he write? He wrote something about, I included a 7-Line Army Easter egg as close to right off the top, episode 1 as I could. Bless you, brother. So
we gotta
he's
listen
back
to that.
and I got to listen to that after the show.
I love that.
Yeah, great. So like we always kind of, I don't know if we get lucky or if these guys are just phenomenal. But I feel like from the TV side to the radio side, I feel like we always have like the best of the best.
It's so funny because like, thank God, like there are so many teams, so many seasons, so many games where if you didn't have good people announcing them, they'd be even more brutal. Like just the stretch of like, I don't know, like 2009 to like 2014. Can you imagine if we didn't have Gary, Keith, and Ron those years, how miserable it would be? So yeah, I feel blessed. They're awesome.
Talking about the hot dog.
Yeah, it's funny because like, you know, you have these guys in the booth, and when things aren't going great, they do find a way to piece it together where we could still enjoy.
You
the
like
broadcast.
listening to them. They're funny. They keep it interesting when it's the least interesting game in the world. So love it.
Yeah. So black jerseys. Black jerseys next Friday. The Mets are back this weekend, but I guess they're not ready yet. But next Friday, the 30th, is the first day the black jerseys are going to be back. I mean, this is kind of like old news now because it came out last week. But we did our own Friday night blackout on Friday.
I saw that. That was awesome.
I didn't black out, but I wore black. It was a good time.
It was a responsible blackout.
Even though they lost. But, you know, just I feel like a lot of fans are doing that now. So, like, we're at the pregame bar. You didn't go to the game on Friday, right?
No. We went to North Shore Tavern. Is that what it was called?
I don't know.
It was a fun sports bar, but anyway,
cool. So, but at the game, you noticed like fans are breaking out their old black jerseys. So, like, I have an old Santana jersey. I saw some Jay Payton jerseys out there.
Yeah.
John Olerud. I saw like a bunch of people rocking black jerseys on Friday night, which is a little weird because black is not like a Pirates color.
I know.
But we were just rocking our black. And we had a good time with it. So I know a lot of fans are excited for it. We are coming out with the Rock Like Shay shirt, which was popular in 2015.
Oh, I love that shirt.
Sorry. It's coming out soon. I'm going to print them, I think, this week. We have to get the Philly stuff out of the way first.
Awesome.
But
is it coming out in the original color or in black?
It's going to be in black.
Awesome.
Which makes even more sense. Like Rock Like Shay, black unis.
Yeah.
Damn, I had to scroll back so far. How many things we retweeted over the past few days here.
All the Pin It in the Books content.
Yeah. I don't know.
Awesome,
whatever. If you want to see it, go to our
and scroll.
Damn, that's crazy.
A lot of retweets.
I'll retweet it on our own here in a second. Wow, this is insane.
It's wild. There was a lot of.
I don't even think I tweet this much.
There was a lot of content this past weekend.
It's out there. Just look at our Twitter. I'll retweet it. But we're gonna have them out soon. They should be also at the kiosk at Citi Field.
Awesome.
And pick one up if you're interested.
Love it.
So let's also do last week's share contest because they are getting free 7-Line gift cards. And don't forget that if you want the free tickets to this Saturday's game, all you got to do is share the show right now. Either hit the share button on Facebook, hit the retweet button on Twitter. And over the next couple of days, I'll be scrolling through and randomly selecting people to get free tickets until they're gone. I think we have like 30 tickets left or so. Maybe less because I think Lizzie wants 6. So I think we have 20. I think we had 36. Now we have 30 because she wants 6. Whatever. Either way, it's around 30 tickets left for this Saturday. Free tickets. And we will hit up Raymond Beard and Joe DeMeo if they want to go as well. So share the show, get involved, and we appreciate your support through the streams here. So last week for Twitter, we have at SZ Isles and on what?
Sizzles.
Or S Zizzles. I bet you it's Isles. You probably Islanders fan.
I know.
SZ Izzles or Isles, but I think it's Isles. And on Facebook, Christopher Smith. So you guys will both be getting gift cards to the 7-Lines website. Pick up whatever you want. If you want to save it to use for an away game, you could certainly do that as well. We have some tickets left to Boston. Everything else is sold out. So go do that. So like you brought up a little bit earlier, when you're in the game, I think I showed you on my phone. The DC shooting.
That was unsettling. Even just being in a ballpark while it was happening was unsettling.
It was because, everyone, you're watching what's going on in front of you, and you also then remember, hey, this is just a game. I'm here for entertainment.
Yeah.
And however many miles away, 300 miles away.
It
also
just makes you think, like, what would we do right now if this was happening here?
Right.
What is
a scary thought?
Terrifying.
And, do we know even what happened?
I don't know. This is not confirmed. Fact checkers, please tell me if you've heard otherwise. I think Katie told me she read somewhere that it was like a drive-by kind of thing, and like people got hit in the car. I don't know, but I saw it was like there was an employee of the stadium. I don't think anyone died. Did anyone?
No, I don't think so.
4 people shot. I don't think. Thank God. But they were saying, it was terrifying, obviously, for everyone there because they don't know where the gunshots are coming from. They don't know if it's inside the stadium or outside. They don't know who's being targeted or why it's happening. I don't know if you saw that video. I think it was Tatis Jr., Manny Machado, and there was one other player like grabbing fans out of the stadium and bringing them into the dugout.
I was actually surprised after I saw that because I thought that something like that would have caused more of a commotion because the fans that were sitting near those fans that got pulled down.
Yeah.
How did they stop the rest of them from just filing onto the field as well? You know,
it was. I don't know. I can't even imagine what that would be like being in that stadium. And that was the other thing, because the first thing the Nationals told them to do was exit the stadium through like center field, right field, whatever. And then they're like, no, don't. It's happening outside the stadium. Stay inside, whatever. That's terrifying.
Did you see the guy that got killed outside the stadium with the Uber Eats or something like that?
No. When?
Outside Nationals Park, like, I don't know.
This week?
4 months ago. Oh. No. These two girls tried to rob this guy's car. You ever seen that?
No.
It was right outside like the bullpen or whatever that bar is called. This guy was doing an Uber Eats delivery, and I guess he left like his car running, and two girls, they were young. Two girls were like 15 years old or 16 years old, jumped in the car, tried to steal the car. And the guy was like, the driver's side door was open. It's actually, I watched, I wish I didn't, because it's like, I can't forget it now. He was standing in the door of the car, like, you're stealing my car, like, get out. The girls just gunned it with him standing like in the doorway, and they flipped the car. Crazy. And the girls get out of the car, and instead of being like, oh shit, I'm in trouble, the girl's like, oh, I left my cell phone in the car. They're still like a young 15, like, to be like, oh, I just killed someone, my cell phone's in the car.
Holy
crazy.
Shit.
But it was I think they hit the ballpark with the car. It's crazy.
How did I not hear about this? Is insane.
But I feel like that's not like an unsafe area.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong, but
I don't know well enough. But I know that like there are parts of DC that aren't,
well, it's any city.
Any
you go
city.
the wrong.
That was like
block.
Pittsburgh. We were at the Friday night. We were like, oh, we should get waters before we go back. We're gonna wake up tomorrow and like want to kill ourselves. So we just walked to a gas station that was like a quarter mile away from where we were. And we get to the gas station, and we're like, all right, this looks kind of sketchy. And the guy that I thought looked the sketchiest, who was behind the counter at the gas station, whatever, and was like, you guys are from the hotel? They're like, yeah. He's like, you shouldn't be walking here at this time of night. Like, this is not a good place to be. Wow. And I thought he was the sketchiest looking one, and he was the one telling me that. I was like, all right, we gotta go.
He's just looking out for you.
I know. I totally appreciate it, but it's any city, you walk anywhere, but it's crazy because you
go to New Orleans?
I've never been. No.
You go a couple blocks the wrong way, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. But that's like also what almost happened with the All-Star game with, they found all those guns in that hotel room or whatever. It's horrifying that like people, I don't know for certain if this person was targeting the baseball stadium in particular, but like, it's scary. It's a reminder that, and it's something that we really didn't pay much attention to this past year because everyone had to stay home and you weren't gathering in crowds. But like, anytime you're in a crowded place like that, you run the risk of, if there is an emergency, how the hell are you getting out? How the hell do you keep yourself safe? It's very unsettling. So yeah, another reason why I did not want to stick around for fireworks after that game. I was just like, I need to
get out of there.
I need to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus you had such an early flight yesterday.
Yeah.
So. All right. So if you did go to the outing and you want to do something with your outing t-shirt, we recommend you hit up our friends from Project Repat. They do great work. If you don't know what this is and you're listening afterwards, definitely hop on over to their Instagram to check it out. It's Project Repat USA on IG. All you have to do is follow their account, and each month they actually sent me remember I kept saying like, oh, I wonder what the winner is?
Yes.
They sent me last month's winner, and I forgot to write it down, but they are selecting one fan per month that happens to be wearing Mets related stuff. Make sure you have like an orange and blue themed profile photo, or maybe you at a game. Mm-hmm. And they scroll through and they select one winner a month to get a free t-shirt quilt. They take your most beloved t-shirts, jerseys, polo shirts, whatever it may be, and cut it up into squares and sew it together into a t-shirt quilt. They have all different sizes, singles, doubles, kings, whatever it may be. And they have over 500,000 happy customers. They're handmade in North Carolina and Texas. And it's a great way to, come up with something with your old shirts, and especially your event shirts, because if once you go to somewhere and you wear the event shirt, you might not want to wear it again, except for that Philly one.
I was going to say that Philly one I'll wear more than once.
And it's a great idea. So head on over to Project Repat USA on Instagram. Again, follow their account, and that's how you're getting the running. But their website is also projectrepat.com. So if you happen to not win and you want to still pick up a great t-shirt quilt, you could do so by going to projectrepat.com. They're the best. We love them. And it's such an excellent idea. I wish I thought of it first.
Yeah, for sure. Add it to your list. It's awesome.
Yeah. So trade deadline, what are you hoping for? Starting pitcher? Do you want Chris Bryant on this team? I was joking around on Twitter the other day on Saturday because JD Davis hit 2 home runs.
I know.
Somebody doesn't want Chris Bryant on this team. What are you thinking?
Well, I also, just to say, I felt so bad that the game ended the way it did. It just ruined JD Davis's big night. No one talked about it. But I would happily take Chris Bryant. I don't even know. Again, like I said, I just don't want to have to root for Cole Hamels, but really anybody else I'm fine with. I just want to see them do something. Like I want to see them on top of it, making a move that's not something they really have done in years past. So any activity that is an improvement is fine with me. I'm fine with anything.
Yeah, I mean, we got our big splash with Cespedes in 15, and I feel like since then,
the Marcus Stroman trade was fine.
Yeah,
that was big, but again,
we're both big Marcus Stroman fans. I know that Stroman. He puts up with a lot of shit, especially we're kind of running out of time here, but I didn't even write it down. But like the whole you
see the crap he was dealing with after the brawl,
like fried chicken and all this other, it's crazy.
What blows my mind is that there were Mets fans who thought Marcus Stroman was in the wrong in that whole thing.
Right.
Watch the freaking replay. His head is down. He's walking towards the dugout. He's not saying shit to this guy. This guy's ego is huge, and he got his feelings hurt. I didn't watch it, but I saw it without volume. So like I was just watching because we were in the bar.
I didn't realize he kept talking shit after he was already out of the game. He was still on the top rail.
Oh, that I saw.
And they were talking shit back and forth. They were both kind of smiling about it at that point, but
he was. I think it was like a fuck you kind of smile. He was saying it was like, you're talking all the shit, and then you walked away. Why'd you walk away? Whatever. And they were going back and forth, but. Marcus, it's so funny. And I saw a tweet and it's so true. And it was a picture of Trevor Bowing launching that ball over the outfield wall, throwing a tantrum. And it's like, you are the same people who wanted this guy. You say this guy is good for the game because he talks shit and makes things fun or whatever. But Marcus Stroman is an issue. Why? And I would love for anyone to answer that question outside of the obvious. But it's insane. It makes me so
well. It's the same thing.
Infuriated.
Let's tie this back into the nudes.
Yeah.
No, seriously, it's crazy what people reply when they know everyone's going to see it.
I know.
So it's like
you have to,
and it's not always just an egg with like no
I know
face,
it's not always just trolls. Like there are real people who think I can say this and there's no consequences. Not even there's no consequences to my personal life, but what I'm saying isn't extremely hurtful and offensive and awful for this person to have to read about themselves. But I mean, we are so blessed that Marcus Stroman is the person that he is with the mindset that he is, and he has the ability to block shit out, but he shouldn't have to, and it sucks. And I feel like we talk about this every single week.
We talk about it still, like I don't block people, but like you're not soft because you don't want to like read someone's bullshit.
No, we've talked about this. Whatever. It's like you think you're cool for getting blocked by Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman is a millionaire out living in his fancy house with his cute dog and his pretty girlfriend, and he doesn't care what you're saying. He just doesn't want to see it when he's trying to like find the latest sports news in his Twitter feed. So
right.
Whatever.
All right, guys. So we're going to get out of here. If you want to go to the game this Saturday, it's not just going to be one winner on Facebook and Twitter. I'm going to pick a bunch of people until they're gone. So if you're listening afterwards as a podcast, all you have to do is go to one of our platforms, either Facebook or Twitter, and share the show on Facebook, hit the little button, or retweet on Twitter. If you're watching on YouTube, you can do the same. Not on YouTube, but also go to Facebook or Twitter and do that. And enjoy yourselves, because Saturday night, 200 free tickets. We have been giving out. It's not an outing. Some people got confused, like, I want to go to the 7-Eleven Army. It's not an outing. It's just we got some free tickets and we're giving them out.
Awesome.
And that's the deal. So thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. And hopefully the Mets kind of do what they're supposed to do over the next week, and we're not still just 2 games up by the time we get to you guys next Monday. What's that?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Nice game, pretty boy.